If you are struggling to keep your health and your productivity in balance, well, I want to help you to understand how you can thrive in both. And I want to talk about that today very quickly here in today's episode of the Daily Dose of Vitamin D3. Here's the thing. And the whole purpose of this series, by the way, is to give you what you're missing, the missing pieces, and also to provide to you a supplement, so to speak, like vitamin D3 provides when you are deficient with natural sunlight. Well, I'm going to be having these ongoing and enlightening conversations with you and just quick digestible bites. And sometimes it might be a hard pill to swallow, and sometimes it might be an easy pill to digest. So with that understanding, let's talk about how exactly you actually can balance, or is that really a thing? Well, here's the truth. Balancing is really a mirage. It's really a facade. Like, it's really not true that we can master one thing versus the other. You see how this is teeter-tottering? You see that? That's what balancing is. You're trying to get things just right, kind of equaled out. But there's always going to be a lopsided scale, because the truth is there are different times in our lives, different seasons in our lives where we are focused on more than one thing more so than the other. This might be a time in your life, right, where you are focusing more on your business because you're not just getting your business off the ground. Maybe it's at a point of where it's really growing. So you're in that growth and development stage, and it is getting to the point of taking off, soaring, right? And in order to keep up with the demands of that, you might be neglecting other areas of your life. That could mean your relationship could be suffering. The relationship, your love relationship, your marriage, your relationship with friends, family, whomever. It might also mean that you cannot give 100% of yourself as you once were able to, or maybe even go above and beyond in your corporate career if that's what you were doing, especially if it's a demanding leadership role. That might be difficult to do. It might mean that you're neglecting some of your own needs if you're trying to, put more effort and time and attention and energy into this other thing, right? Or maybe this season is you working more on your marriage because your marriage is on the brink of divorce and you don't want to lose your marriage. And so you're focused on that and your business is suffering. Whatever the case may be, that's what I mean by balancing is a facade or a mirage. Like, you really can't quite get there. So I want to teach you my method, which is really integrating, right? I call it blending versus balancing. So the truth of the matter is this. Oftentimes we are trying to just do the most, right? Especially if you're an ambitious woman, a high achieving woman, A-type personality. You're really competing against your own priorities, right? You have competing priorities of what you and the expectations you set for yourself, but you're also competing against protecting your me time, preserving your energy, protecting your space against other people's priorities, right? And other people's expectations, which are oftentimes not our own. Like, we can get caught up in somebody else's agenda, right? And we want to make sure that we are careful about that, because before you know it, we're lost in their agenda that we forget our own. We're focused on their motivation and their business, what's going on over here, that we are neglecting what we got going on over here. So I'm going to give you some examples of what I mean by integrating and what I mean by blending versus balancing, because I think that is more of a realistic expectation that you can actually incorporate, that actually is more effective, you'll find, than trying to balance it all. Especially with you being one person and there's only 24 hours in a day, which may seem like a lot, but those blocks of time, there's different, that time span. I mean, there's something you've got allocated to every hour of the day, right? So we have to create more spaciousness in our day. We have to make sure that we get out of our own way. And we have to make sure we also get out of our own mind and create the capacity and the bandwidth we need to blend the best of all worlds, right? So, first thing is your mind needs to be where your body is. Okay, I'm going to say that again, not just for the people in the back, for the people in the front who ain't paying attention. I'm going to run that back. Okay, I don't want you to miss the message. And those of you who standing on the sidelines, idly by, listen in closely, please. Your mind must be where your body is. That means you need to be in the present moment in order to really enjoy life. So rather than placing these unrealistic expectations on yourself, like, oh, how am I going to make time for my family? And I have to do this over here, and my boss and my job, and I've got to do this and that, and I got to take care of the household, and then I got this over here and that over here, and this task and that task. Hold up, wait a minute, pump your brakes, slow your roll. We ain't got to do all that. We need to take off some of those hats and remove some of those burdens from our shoulders. Okay, they're starting to get heavy. It's weighing us down. So how about something as simple as this? Carve out time in your day, blocks of time that will include what's important to you. I'll give you some real life examples, and this is actually what I do, okay? So in the morning, first thing, I never give anybody else my time before I give it to myself. Why? I've spoken about this before, but I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it, okay, so I can get in here and in here until you start to absorb what I'm saying and actually start putting this into perspective, into place for yourself. Top of the morning, I do nothing else before I give time to me. First and foremost, I am very ritualistic about what my priorities are. I wake up, and the first thing I do is pray. Thank God that I'm alive. Any day above ground is a great day. I count my blessings, and all throughout the day, I maintain an attitude of gratitude. I then do some stretches while I'm in bed to get this old tired, body moving, right? And to all that stiffness and the pain that I'm experiencing, I make sure that I take care of that first. And then I, might lay there for a little while and just think and reflect. I might get up and journal for a little while, or I will read a book. But I'm going to do something that is stimulating for my mind. And immediately after I pray, actually, I go straight into meditation so that I can get grounded, so that I can be in a Zen place, so that my energy can be where I need it to be as I prepare for my day, so I can take on whatever is coming my way, okay? Things I know about and things I might not know about. And then I get into the journaling and the exercising and all that. I literally get up, I go out for a walk. I have to get in 10,000 steps a day. It don't have to always be in one sitting. I might do 5,000 steps in the morning, and throughout the day, I'm going to make up the other 5,000 steps. Or I break it up into 30 and 30 minutes, whatever it takes to get them those 10,000 steps at minimum. Okay. These are the things that I'm doing for myself. Now, where does the blending come in? Well, for example, if I'm taking a walk anyway, then why not go ahead and listen to a podcast, right? Why not go ahead and listen to an audiobook? Why not go ahead and get in some professional or personal development? Listen to some stimulating conversations, right? Wake my brain up, get my brain to thinking about things in a different perspective or light that I might not have considered before. Because when you're on this entrepreneurial journey, as you know, it can feel lonely, right? When you're not always in the space of other people. But in order to get things done, oftentimes, you're kind of working in your silos, right? You're isolating yourself to get things done. Well, so in those moments, these are the things that you can feel a part of something bigger. And then I might go grab me, if I'm not making, I'm going to make me a nice healthy breakfast, something light, because I don't want to be heavy and weighed down. I want to have a lot of energy. So I'm going to refuel myself. I'm going to nourish myself. And I might treat myself. I might go grab a latte or whatever my favorite hot beverage is from my favorite barista, right? Or I might come make me something at home, a nice espresso, or go grab a smoothie or make a smoothie at home. These are all things I do to nourish myself and to make sure I'm staying healthy so that I can be well prepared again to get through my day, right? And feel at peace with the decisions that I'm making and feel like I'm going to be productive in my day. And then the other thing might be, okay, I'm going to make sure in the midst of the busyness of my days, I make sure that I work in 90-minute blocks. I have to get up and stretch and move around for at least 10 to 15 minutes because sitting is the new smoking. We want to make sure we're not sitting so long that it's causing damage to our bodies. So I'm mindful of that, even if I have to set an alarm. Now I'm so used to doing it that I don't necessarily have to, but say I'm working on a big project and I'm immersed in what's going on, I might lose track of time. So it doesn't hurt to have a reminder, right? An alarm clock to go off just to remind you, a task to pop up on your calendar, whatever you've got to do to make it work for you. Put a little sticky note there, a couple of sticky notes around. And then throughout the day, like I said, I'm taking my moments, right? I might go out and get some fresh air in the backyard. I might just be still and be quiet and listen to all the sounds that surround me. Mindfulness, right? I'm making sure that I am, I guess I'll just say immersing myself in all of my senses, recognizing all of my senses, right? Absorbing all of the smells and the sounds. And I might, in touchy-feely stuff, right? Like you're doing things to make sure that you are just embracing the fact that you have all of your senses, right? All of your limbs. Again, reflecting on life, being grateful, soaking up the sun, going for a walk around your neighborhood. And then by the end of the night, now I'm doing work in between all of this. And then at the end of the night, I'm going to do something nice for myself as I wind my day down. So what I'm saying is these don't have to be separate compartments. They can simply be something, you're integrating all of these things that have to be done anyway, but you don't have to feel like your focus all day is work, and then because by the time the day is over and you've done all that work, you don't have no time, no energy, and no brain space for yourself, let alone anybody else, right? So if you don't, incorporate this time for yourself, who's going to do it for you? And same is true for, like when it's dinner time, I make sure I pull myself away from work and I'm coming to spend time with family and we have dinner together. We have conversations together. We watch, maybe a good movie or whatever it is we want to watch on TV. But typically we like to have conversations and catch up with each other's day and how is with your day and what's going on with you and what's new and what's good, and check in with everybody, stay in tune and in touch with not only yourself, but the people around you who you love and care about, right? Even if it's a phone call you make, say you live home alone and you don't have a significant other, but you have family, right? That you can reach out to and connect with so that you can feel not so isolated. So those are some real life examples that work for me that perhaps if you take this on for yourself, it will work for you. Let me know what you are doing that's similar to what I'm doing, or maybe you didn't even think of it in this way. Have you even considered any of these things that I talked about in today's episode? And if not, what are you going to start incorporating? And what was the biggest takeaway message that you had in today's daily dose of vitamin D3 episode? Let me know. And let me know how you're feeling about these. Are you liking these? Just quick tidbits of information, a quick bite or two of digestible information. Like I said, sometimes it might be a hard pill to swallow and sometimes it might be an easy one. I think today was an easy pill to swallow, right? But I'd love to hear from you. So drop me a comment below. And if you have any questions or anything you want me to do a follow-up video on or any other video ideas, let me know and I'll be happy to address those. All right. But that's my time. I'm going to let you get back to your day. Make sure that you stay tuned in for the next video that YouTube recommends, okay? As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.